Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up.
What's going on, everybody? Over the top with another sports day.
Get the fuck out of here. That was definitely over the top. I'm No Diggs. This is Chris Shaw. We're going to talk a little sports with you guys. Football's here. We're excited about that. Quick note, so I know we got some really good viewers, and you do want to listen to this. So Andrew's with us today, and we're giving him shit because he's a Buccaneer fan. And he actually says that without Winston, they are probably going to at least get one win out of those 3 games. And he feels like his best shot is against the Steelers. Says the Steelers got nothing on the Bucs. So that's for you, Tammy. Please comment away and say whatever you got to say.
Well, the other two teams he's facing is the Saints, which is in division, and they're going to be in the playoffs. And then number 2 is against the Philly Eagles. And they just won the
Super Bowl champs.
So out of those 3 that Winston's gone, you're guaranteed to win against them.
Yep, there you go.
Sorry, but it's true.
Sorry, Tammy.
But yeah, so anyways, we'll just stay on the Winston topic. Nike has announced that they are not going to renew Winston's contract.
They don't want to be.
At all.
They don't want to have a rapist as their front runner. You know what I mean? Like, who wants that? The man steals crab legs and then he rapes a chick, and then Marco drops the phone like he does at least.
Marco! Blooper reel in the show, in the middle of the show.
Not in the middle of the show. It's not in the middle. That's true. This is the second segment.
Oh Jesus!
Okay.
Yes,
it's the middle.
Yeah, but Nike's not going to do it. I understand why. It's because they don't want to mess in their Luxus program. So I don't blame them. Case Keenum, new quarterback of the Broncos, throws a pick 6 in training camp for his first throw in the league. Good job, LA. Good job. Let's overpay backup quarterbacks and make them starters, and that's what you get. You know, it's happened before. I feel bad for Broncos fans. You know, they were on this roller coaster with Tebow, and then they had Jay Cutler, and then they had Peyton, and then they won a Super Bowl, and they were contenders every year, and then Peyton left, and now it's just a sideshow.
Yeah,
you had Simeon gone, Paxton Lynch was a bust, and then now you got Case Keenum.
Which will bust.
Backup quarterback, and you're paying him starter money.
Yep.
Johnny Manziel.
There you go, John Allen.
John Elway.
Yep. Some players just cannot be.
Can't die.
And apparently Andrew wants RG3 back.
What? He plays for Ravens.
You can't blame Andrew. He's a Buccaneer fan. What the hell does he know about football?
Yeah. I mean, he looked good in preseason. He
always looks good in preseason.
No, RG3 was actually looking pretty good. There was a couple times where he ran out of the pocket. I was like, don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it, man! You're gonna get hurt again! I was like, no! Every time he got hit, and I think that's the way it is now. Every time RG3 gets hit when he runs out of the pocket, you're just like, is he gonna get up? Is he gonna get up? But, no, but there's just some players that just won't go away. By the name of Johnny Manziel, who's still in the news. Finally gets his starting debut in the Canadian Football League. First half, 4 interceptions.
Ah! What did I say? What did I say that was going to happen? Johnny Manziel, just retire. Become a banker.
Let's just put it like this. You want to know how sad it is right now for Johnny? Johnny's 25 years old. Carson Wentz is 25 years old. Jared Goff is 2 years younger than him.
Yeah.
And it seems like Johnny Manziel's been in the league forever, and now he's in the Canadian Football League.
Well, I'm already tired of hearing about Johnny Manziel.
You know it's not going to stop, because they're going to start him the next game.
I don't know why people want to talk about him.
We'll work on something else. The McCourty twins.
McCourty twins, they're playing together.
McCourty.
McCourty.
Yeah.
Devin and Jason, they are playing together for the Pats.
Pass.
I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty done.
I think it's going to be awesome to see them lined up on the same side. One plays corner, one plays safety.
As a former Dolphin fan, I think that's pretty bad news for the Dolphins.
Don't throw to the left side.
Don't throw to the left side.
Whatever you do.
If Jason doesn't pick it, Devin's gonna slam it.
Devin's right there. Like, that's the worst combo. And you know what the best part is that Chung, they might be moving Chung to nickel, so both McCourties could possibly play safety.
Really?
Like, I know they're a little bit older and they're a little bit slower, but they still can hit. And just imagine those two out loud.
They hit pretty fucking hard.
And they're brothers, so you know they're going to communicate better than anybody else.
They have a
defense.
connection.
Yeah, so they're going to sit there and go, I got you.
Plus, they're twins.
And they're twins.
Yeah.
You don't know who you're going to get hit by.
No. You're going to get McCourty-nized.
Lev Bell is still a free agent, $15 million against the cap. Is he going to be a free agent next year? I believe so.
They franchise tagged him, so they didn't.
Yep.
They want to pay.
They're not going to sign him. They're not going to get a long-year
$15
deal.
million is still a lot of money.
They're not going to... He wants a long-term deal with the Steelers. I know he wants to stay with the Steelers, but you know as well as I do, the organization only pays guys that they feel like are going to work for the roster or are going to work with the team for the rest of the year. See, like, with this locker room right now, it's just not working. Lev Bell's all over the place. Brown's on the media constantly. Ben is still in the media questioning if he should retire or not every year, and Bell is just a sideshow. You know, he's on the drug protocol. He's dealing with a lot of mess. I know there's a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans who still want him, but I think he's going next year.
Absolutely.
He's going.
They're not going to pay him.
Someone is going to pay him the big bucks, and I'm going to say a team out there on the wall. You ready for this one?
The Dolphins?
No, the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets are pretty stupid, too.
They're going to give Bell. But can you just imagine if Darnold's just as good as they say he is, and then he's got Bell in the backfield?
Can I imagine that? Sure.
Because Bell's, what, 26? 26?
Got a few more good years
So
on him.
you got 4 more years with them.
Mm-hmm.
Jets could be a playoff team.
They could be. They were
You don't
once.
think so?
They
were once.
Back when they had Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, that was the big topics that were going on. I mean, we could talk about Lev Bell for days, but you guys can watch ESPN because that's all they talk about is Lev Bell. Hall of Fame was this week. We have some very interesting characters in the Hall of Fame. Brian Urlacher.
Not interesting.
Dawkins from Brian Dawkins.
Expected.
Ray Lewis.
Awesome.
And then the two most beautiful characters that we had to deal with, Randy Moss and Terrell Owens.
And Terrell Owens did not disappoint
At all.
Terrell Owens is classic Terrell Owens. He bitches and moans till he gets what he wants, and then a big fuck you to the NFL for putting him in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't even show up to his ceremony.
Nope.
He decides to go to his own college, have his own jacket, he has to have his own show.
His own show.
He doesn't want to share it
Nope.
with anybody else because that's Terrell Owens.
That's the T. Oh, wait.
See,
He had
Terrell
his jacket
Owens
and everything.
got all those touchdowns without anybody helping him.
He threw himself the ball.
He threw himself the balls. He ran down the field. He caught him. Because that's Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens is a standalone guy. And you know what? Thank you, Terrell, for just being an asshole. You are such an asshole.
And my other thing is, too, is like, out of all these
And I was
characters-
a T.O. fan.
Oh,
I remember being 20 years old working at the Walmart in Panama City. And after our shift, we'd go to the Garden Center parking lot and we'd play football. During this time, he was with the Eagles. So every time I scored, I'd get down and start doing crunches. I'd be like showing people my bicep. This was back when I was still skinny. I was all about Terrell Owens. And now as an adult, I look back and it's like, what an asshole. He was such an asshole.
I remember one day we were at practice and we were throwing the ball around, and one of the wide receivers was like, we were doing impersonations of famous players, and one of the wide receivers was like, throw me an in pass. So I throw him an in pass, and he it looked like he caught the ball, but he kind of smacked it down on the ground while he was jumping in midair. Sorry.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he started yelling at me, and I was like, dude, what are you doing right now? He's like, bro, I'm imitating T.O. I busted out laughing because that's what he did. He would purposely either jump for no reason, put his hands on the ball and throw it on the ground, and then start yelling at the quarterback because it wasn't the pass he wanted.
I mean, T.O. was that guy, though, man. He really
That's
was.
just what he was.
I
man.
just don't know. Like, he's had such a decline in his personality. He's become more destructive than entertaining.
Yeah, it's just it's no longer Terrell Owens. It's
No.
T.O. It's kind of like what Brian, what is it? What was his name? The linebacker that played for Oklahoma, and then he went to the Seattle Seahawks. They called him the boss. Brian Bosworth. Remember Bosworth?
Yeah.
It was no longer Brian Bosworth. It was the boss.
The boss.
And then now it's not Terrell Owens. It's T.O.
It's T.O.
It's the personality he's created of this superstar that he feels, and he talks about it all the time that he can still play in the league. That he wants to play in the Canadian League because he thinks he can still play. Like at least Chad Ochocinco and Michael Vick have known that they're no longer the superstars they were, and they're in flag football. That's very rarely televised.
I mean, these guys, they're in excellent shape. You know what I mean? They're in really good shape. Sure, can they play? Can they go through the motions? Absolutely.
Yeah, but when you get hit, 16 weeks of getting hit.
That's a lot. That's a lot for the body to take. That's why this is why this is the best sport in America right now, because of the sense of urgency. You only get 16 games a year.
Yeah.
You know,
And
people are even excited to watch the preseason.
and there's always new talent coming in.
And
so the
these-
lifespan of certain players are just like,
shortened.
Yeah, like running backs, 30, you're gone. Like you're either not worthy or you're traded. Wide receivers, same thing. Once they get to that 30 level, it's like they're cut off. Linebackers, like if you're an old lineman and a quarterback is the only value that you're still good after 30.
Because you learn little tricks.
And even linemen are
Leverage.
like at that question too. Once I've seen a couple guys that are like 33, 32, and then they start getting questioned like, are you able to go 16 games?
Mm-hmm.
And it's rough. A quarterback is the most valuable player in this team because once you get one young, you have him for like 20 years.
Exactly.
Depending on how good they are.
You gotta
If they're
get
like
them
a Tom Brady, they're there till they're 40.
Yeah. Past their 40.
Yeah, well, not everybody's Brady.
Not even.
Brett Favre has shown you that you cannot do that. But no, going back to the Hall of Fame, there's only one name on here that really mattered to me that much because I think I got to grow up and watch T.O. play a lot. I got to see him with the years of the Eagles and then with the years of the Cowboys. I didn't get the full 49ers experience. But I got the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys
I got
experience.
the
The
Niners
Showtime T.O., you know, with the popcorn, the signing of the ball.
I got professional too.
Yeah, but there's one guy on this list that I feel like is the most deserving, and that's Randy Moss. Like Ray Lewis and Earl Locker and Dawkins, like you knew these guys were gonna get in.
I would.
But Moss is the most deserving. Dude, the dude had 3 receptions for over 100 yards with 3 different touchdowns at a Thanksgiving game. 3 receptions.
Absolutely.
That's burning corners every play. Okay, so listen, my thing is with this is
I'm
that
just saying.
he only had a talent. He's only had a professional quarterback talent 1 year, and that was with Brady.
And he
didn't get it done, understandably, because Eli pulls shit out of his hat and got a win. But you know, I feel like Randy Moss was the most deserving, and he was the most humble one there. Like they all had their humble stories. Like Urlacher thanked his mom, and Ray Lewis praised to God, but. Because you know that's Urlacher. And Dawkins, you know, accepted everybody.
Randy Moss definitely did deserve to be.
But Randy Moss looked at everybody and he said, "I never really understood how it feels to be respected," because he was always that guy on the sideline was saying, "I'm the best there was. I'm the best there is."
Exactly.
And then he came out of nowhere and was like, "You know what? It takes a team."
I'm not a
And
Marino fan, by the way.
what's going on with the?
Well, Andrew commented in. He said, "So Marino didn't deserve it because no rings." Absolutely.
No, he
I mean,
deserved it because he had records.
all these statistics, but he could never take it to the promised
He
land.
couldn't. But Randy Moss is a wide receiver.
But
not a
what he's
quarterback.
saying is the one that was there was the most deserving, the most this was Randy Moss. I don't agree with that. I think Ray Lewis was. You can even argue that Brian Dawkins was. But Urlacher,
That's Weapon X, man.
Urlacher was stats. You know, T.O. stats. Everybody else was stats. Ray Lewis actually won Super Bowls. Ray Lewis, as a elder veteran, still commanded his team.
Yeah.
Still got the stats at a position that is not age helpful.
Yeah.
You know, and it was still performing. And another thing about Ray Lewis, he gave back to his community.
Yeah, but he practically killed the guy.
That's what they say. He won.
Like, let's be honest.
He won his trial. And then you want to know what else about Ray Lewis?
Kill
Guess
the guy.
what? He also helped train the police department in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the guy that killed the guy.
Listen. Ray Lewis is
He's back
a
to the
perfect
kids.
Hall of Famer because he was the one guy that never left.
Never.
When Baltimore was down in its luck,
He stayed.
He stayed all the time.
True ball player.
But Ray got the luxury of having Shannon Sharp, Rod Woodson when he first came in the league, and they showed him that for you to be a leader in this league, you need to act like this. And that's what I think helped Ray Lewis mold himself as this leader, is that he got Rod Woodson, he had Shannon Sharp there with him, he had Ozzie Smith there, who was showing him this is how you be a leader. Like there is a lot of leadership in those early 2000s.
So he got to learn.
He got to learn to be a leader, and that's why I think the way he is because of that mold that was given to him.
And that's also the thing
I'm not
about
saying that
Randy Moss. Like Randy Moss could have been a Patriot for a long time.
Oh yeah,
Randy Moss stopped playing.
yeah. Well,
He stopped trying.
it's a difference with body tone. Like Ray Lewis is built to take hits. He's built to get hit on the floor.
Randy Moss was
Randy
built
Moss
to catch
was
balls.
built, but you know your body takes a toll on you when you're a certain weight.
But he didn't want to play there anymore. He didn't want to get his touches. He had a bad attitude.
But he told Bill at the Hall of Fame game.
at the Hall of Fame,
Thank
because in
you.
hindsight,
Yeah, because he had to think about it, and that's
Because
why I
in
said he was
hindsight.
the most. I think he was the most deserving because this is the one thing that was given to him that he realized. Wow, there was a lot of things I wish I would have taken back. I reflect on my things.
well,
That's why I think this was the time for T.O. to come out and say, you know what, I reflected on my things and I was a bad personality. I wish I would have taken things back. But T.O., being T.O., had to do it the T.O. way.
I don't disagree with that. But I don't. Randy Mossin came out and has grown as a person. I'll give you that. But was he the most deserving? No, I don't agree.
And
with
I think it's awesome because now you have Charles Woodson. Was Charles Woodson a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have Charles Woodson and Randy Moss on the Monday Night Football team.
right.
Announcing two Hall of Famers. And you're like,
Mhm.
yeah. And by the way, I like those two on Monday Night.
Oh, they're good.
I think they're better. Like I love Ray. Don't get me wrong. I love Ray on Monday Night Football. But I'm kind of glad he went, and they brought those two in.
His
Tim
personality.
Hasselbeck can leave though. I'm not a huge fan of Tim Hasselbeck.
Ray Lewis's personality. It's not what you want to see in an analyst.
It's very like dominant. Like I need to have your attention.
that's the guy.
Where Ray and
That's
Charles
the guy
are,
you
like,
want behind the
with you.
line.
Like you want to have a beer with Ray and Charles. You never want to
All
have
right.
a beer with Charles.
All right, so he says Randy Moss. I say Ray Lewis. You tell us what you think. I think that's really going to conclude our show for today. We can sit here and argue about them all day long, but
All right.
at the end of the day, it's just our fucking opinions. So thank you guys so much. That's your sports segment today. Football is here. We're over the top. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.